Hi, this is Miriam, aka Granny Keto, and I just wanted to introduce you today to a program that I wrote and I started, and it has had such positive feedback that I now offer it as one of my coaching packages. And if not, I talk about it on the website anyway, so you can learn about it even if you don't sign up for coaching. It was based on what I really feel that I'm doing for you. My name is Granny Keto, so it's like, okay, so she coaches keto. But I had written my tagline, so to speak, and I want to read it to you. Nutritional coaching that meets you where you are and guides you to where you want to go. That's what's on my website. And what I mean by that is that I have been through it all. And so I really don't carry any judgment about anybody, about where they are, how far they want to go, whether they spend a year on one thing and they say that's okay for me. I've done it all. I've done a sugar program, I've done a gluten-free program, I did the low carb program until, I finally worked my way to keto. So this transitions program is for a few reasons. First of all, you might be the person who just jumps in the pool. All right. I am not that kind of person. You may know you want to go to keto, so this is not even the issue. But you said, "Hey, I am not going from pasta and bread and cakes and cookies and sugar to never having it again." So you don't want to jump into keto, and that's totally understandable. It might take you a year to get into keto, but that's what these steps are for. You sort of want to just dip your toe in the pool, then up to your ankles and your calves and your knees, and then you get there. So that's one way to use the transitions program. The other way to use the transitions program, and which I suspect a lot of people will be interested in, is they just want to work through one or two of the steps. Maybe you have a sugar demon on your back. I've worked for more than a year on a sugar program, and I know how hard it is to get that out of your system. And you just might say, okay, great, you offer a sugar program, or a, I don't want to say sugar detox because I don't keep you out of all sugar. Like, I have my own views on artificial sweeteners. Some sugar detox says you may never have artificial sweeteners, and that's not for me. So, but I do have a sugar detox program, and I also have, as part of that first step, well, I don't think you can read it, but it says no sugar or baked goods. And the reason I put baked goods there is that you could be working so hard to get rid of your sugar cravings, okay? Then have an artificially sweetened cream puff or something like that, or sugar-free cookies, anything like that, or even bread has no sugar in it. I mean, it's baked. Okay, so you do yourself no favors to also be eating baked goods if you're trying to get the sugar demon out of you, the monkey off your back, so to speak, because all of that, all the grains, are carbohydrates, and they function as glucose in your body. So if you're having, baked goods, you're having, you're not having the sugar, you're having bacon and eggs, but then you're having, a piece of, French bread with it, or something like that. You're still going to want the sugar. So this step of the program really works not just in getting the sugar out of your body, but also working with getting some of those baked goods out of your body, that also will keep you in that craving mode. And that might be where all you really want to go with this, and that's okay. The next step is no grains or legumes. Okay, these are very high in carbohydrates. They also, and I'm not going to talk about it here in this video, but let me just mention that these also contribute a lot to inflammation in your body, and that can be gut inflammation, joint inflammation, um, uh just not feeling well, and it's just, there's a lot of stuff going on with grains and legumes. So this is the second step. Now, somebody who might be fine with sugar and never wants to do this might contact me for the no grains. They said, listen, we just found out my son has, he has IBS. There's some celiac in the family. We want to go gluten free. I don't even know how to begin with that. Where do I begin with that? This is what I'll help you with. That's what this step is. It's no grains and no legumes. You've already cut out the baked goods. If you started in step one, maybe you're just landing up here. And baked goods go without saying. I mean, how are you going to make something without flour, or whether it's rice flour or wheat flour or chickpea flour or whatever? It's sort of this, it's just understood there's also no baked goods here. So this is what I will help you with in this step. Now the next step is low carb. This is the landing point for a lot of people. They want to have their sugar, they want to have their bread, they want to have their beans, they want to eat it all, but they know that they want to go low carb. Okay, they know somebody who lost weight with low carb, or they feel better without all that sugar and carbohydrate in their system. So you will just land on this step. You say, Miriam, I need some guidance on low carb. I want to start cutting out the breads and the grains and the sugar, but I'm okay. I'm okay. I want my after dinner mint, okay? Or I want my rice pilaf, or I will teach you how to construct your meals and your days and your recipes. I will teach you how to get into low carb eating. Low carb, and by the way, with low carb, there's lots and lots and lots of, I'm doing it here, I should have listed it. There's about 20, 30 low carb approaches, and any one of them maybe can work for you, and we'll find something. I'll send you to this resource that has all of those carbs. I mean, all of those different ways of eating, and you can tell me what you might like to work on, or we can just work it out together and we can work low carb. So that's these 3 steps without even being keto. Steps 4 and 5 I talk about as being the bridge to keto. Okay, now, oh, I wanted to say this. Okay, so let's say you're eating gluten free, but you don't care about this no sugar step. Okay, that's okay. And you can have grains and sugar on low carb. This is all sort of tailored to how you need it to be and what works for you and what works for your family. I guarantee you, if you've been eating 3 or 4 or 500 carbs a day doing any of this, you're going to lose weight. Okay, but this is the keto is what really gives you the internal healing. Um, I should start writing down. I get like 20 topics for videos. But I just wanted to say that you can do all of this. Paleo and primal, I did paleo for years. And I did it actually with a doctor. And I never lost any weight. And I think I talked about this on one of my blogs if you go to my website. And what the problem was is I wasn't eating grains, and I wasn't eating legumes, and I wasn't eating sugar, and I wasn't eating the baked goods with but I wasn't losing any weight. Why wasn't I losing weight? I was eating fruit. I'd go to Whole Foods and get a fruit bowl like this and say, oh, this is what I'll finish today. All right. I was eating fruit. I was eating root veggies. I can't tell you how many trays I made of carrots and parsnips and potatoes. Oh, paleo, sweet potatoes. Okay. But I was eating it all and I wasn't losing weight. Okay. So you won't necessarily you'll lose some weight. Okay. You'll lose the weight when you go low carb, because then you really are keeping track of fruit and root vegetables, because they're all very high in carbohydrate. But let's say you've done this. All right. Now you want to really work your way towards keto. So the next step is moderate your protein. That was something that I worked on with my coach, because my carbs were below 20. This wasn't a problem. And I was eating fat. I was having, I was having butter, and I was having cream, and I was having all that sort of stuff. But also I was eating a can of tuna fish for lunch. Perfect diet food, right? Like 39 grams of protein in a can of tuna. My protein limit is between 50 60. And there was protein in the eggs, and there was protein in the bacon, and there's still protein in, the other foods that I was eating. I mean, kale will have like 2 grams of protein or something like that. So it's very easy to overeat protein. So I'll work with you to moderate that protein. The reason why you have moderate protein, because the unused protein in your body, your liver, see, a lot of your protein is recycled. So you don't need to eat a lot of protein to get the benefits of protein. And if you eat too much protein, your liver will take that. And by a process called gluconeogenesis, they will turn that into glucose so that you may never bring down your insulin and your blood sugar if you're eating too much protein. So you really want to learn to moderate your protein. At this step, if you're going keto, I also introduce no fruits. You can have berries. Blueberries tend to have twice as much as the other fruit, but you can still have berries. But I make a really nice chia jam. I make it with strawberries and chia seeds and a little bit of artificial sweetener, and I cook it up, and it's delicious. I mean, you can still enjoy your berries and you can still enjoy your sweet flavors, but you don't want to eat fruits. Okay? Oh, I would have gone to keto 6 months earlier than I did, except I couldn't reconcile never having fruit again. And then I started working with my coach, and we talked a lot about that. And part of the reason I can't eat the fruit is because I'm incredibly insulin resistant, and my insulin is coming down into normal levels and because keto is a healing diet, it's an internal healing diet. Maybe the day will come that on one day in the summer I'll have a piece of watermelon. Maybe that'll be my carbs for the day. So but I was looking at it as no fruit ever as long as I live, and so I'm not doing keto. Okay, but the berries help. The berries help. So you moderate the protein. The fifth step is this high fat. Okay, now you're not going to eat fat just to eat fat. Okay, you have to eat to satiety, and that is learning your hunger, like, where am I really hungry? You want to stop before you're full, because what happens is once you're full, you're going to be over full. That whole thing about wait 20 minutes before you eat more is true. Okay, so but you want to have enough high fat. You don't want to have low fat food. That's just horrible for you. Please go to my website, grannyketo.com. I have on the FAQ, frequently asked questions, I have 2 things on fat. I have the fats that are good to eat on keto, and I also have information about fat, polyunsaturated, monounsaturated, saturated, omegas. I mean, all this sort of stuff. So learn about fat, and not just from my website. You can do research. You'll learn a lot about fat. But eating without really fear of the fat, as long as it's the right fat, eating without fear, it was a game changer. Okay, so you can eat fat. And this is also where I introduce no root veggies. You don't have root veggies on keto. Okay. Um, Once in a while, I might do like a tablespoon or something of a small dice of carrots or something like that, maybe to add a little color. But you don't sit and eat a bag of baby carrots, okay? So I just figured that by this time you don't have your sugar, you don't have your grains, you don't have your fruit, you don't have your veggies. But what? So oh my God, what do I eat? Well, I'm sorry. I sat down and I had, a huge wedge salad with blue cheese and a prime rib, and I asked for sour cream, and I put sour cream on the prime rib, and then I had berries, and I had a whipped cream without sugar, and I had berries with whipped cream, and it was a really decadent. Oh, for appetizers, we had shrimp, we had sushi. Um, there was another appetizer. I can't remember what it was, but believe me, there was no deprivation involved. And as your coach, I mean, you can read, you can go to the library, you can go to Facebook groups you can read on the internet. But as your coach, I'll really work to streamline this for you. What is there something that what's something that you love that, isn't particularly low carb? What can we do with it? Can we prepare it differently? Can we find a good substitution? No root veggies. What can we have? What can we make? What tray of vegetables can we make that will make a wonderful side dish for like a pot roast or something? But we'll work through this. So anyway, it's transitions, 5 steps to keto. Okay, so by the time you've gone here, by the time really you've bridged your moderate protein and high fat, you really, at that point, you're keto. Okay, so technically there's maybe a top step and it says keto with a big star on it, and you're keto. But this is where I tell my clients, no judgment. You want to eat fruit bowls? Be my guest. Just don't have the legumes if that's what you're on. Don't go and eat, tacos with beans and meat, and all that stuff. By the way, with tacos, my grandson had his first birthday and they did a big taco bar. Do you know the only thing I didn't have was the taco shell, and I wrapped it up in lettuce. I had made taco seasoning, so I made mine with no sugar or anything. And I had the cheese, and I had the sour cream, and I had the salsa, and I had the guacamole, and I wasn't suffering because I was on keto, and you don't either. And each of these steps, I can give you so many recipes, so many ideas what to serve your family, what to take to lunch to work, what to serve at a barbecue, what to bring to a party, all of this sort of stuff. So wherever you are, there's no judgment like, oh, well, I'm Granny Keto. I'm not going to just work on a sugar step. No, it's a step, but I want to emphasize it's a step within, I should put these in boxes because it's not just a step in and of itself. Can't see orange. In and of itself, it's a valid place to be. This is a valid place to be. This is a valid place to be. Okay? The only things that won't stand alone, I would say, are those. I mean, you can moderate your protein, but you're going to be hungry if you don't also eat fat. Or you can eat high fat, and there's no damage, no damage to your arteries, cholesterol, nothing if you're eating high fat. But if you're still only here and eating grains, then there is a danger. So this sort of has to come together as keto. Okay? And if you want to be keto, then we'll do everything. Okay? But as I said in one of my other videos, you may already be doing keto. You just need tweaks. And I'm a really good tweak coach. Okay. So anyway, so come to grannyketo.com. And I now have Instagram, so I'm going to have pictures of keto meals, my grandchildren helping me, this sort of thing. I have Instagram, I have Facebook. Please be an active member on Facebook. I understand that these videos are just wonderful, but you don't want to hear just me talking on Facebook. So please be active on Facebook. You know, Post your own stuff, make comments, whatever you need to do. And so it's Instagram. Oh, you're already here on YouTube. You're all set. But on grannyketo.com, there's an Ask Granny feature. Okay. No obligation. I don't have to be your coach. You don't have to sign up for anything. But you might say to me, well, I heard that peanuts are allowed, even though there's no legumes. Yeah, it's true, but it's a personal thing. And ask me that question and I'll answer you. I answered you here, but I'll answer you more. But I just want to make the point that don't be a stranger to the website either, because there's excellent FAQs, there's recipes, blogs, that sort of thing. But please remember, and I'm going to read it again so I don't forget. And if you want my business card, if you think anybody's this is backwards for you. But if you want my business card because you have friends that might be interested and you don't want to say, well, grannyketo.com, I'll send you a few cards. Just give me your address. Say, I want 5 cards. I want a dozen cards, whatever. But I say nutritional coaching, which is what I do, that meets you where you are. Okay, let's say you're not even on the staircase yet. I'll meet you there. Okay, and I'll take you where you want to go. You want to go to low carb? You want a keto? You just want to eat gluten free? You would just like to cut out the sugar? Wherever you are, this is where I'll work with you. So make sure that you hit all of the media things. I'm new. I never even did Instagram before. So hit the media things. Don't be a stranger to the website. If you'd like some cards, just send me your address, and I'll send you a handful of cards, and you can give them to your friends. I mean, I hope that you like this well enough that you want to share it. Okay, so anyway, nice to see you. Granny Keto Transitions, 5 steps to keto. Transitions, it doesn't even have to be keto. All right, listen, talk to you later. Bye bye.